We're back for game 2. Ontario versus Quebec. Central Tech, the Blues from Bathurst and Harbour, downtown Toronto, taking on the St. Laurent Express. Trayvon Minot winning the tip. The Blues starting Craig Strangways to try to offset that size. If you haven't seen the Express as of yet at full strength, you're in for a treat. The Express, such an interesting story, this team. All of them from the same village of St. Laurent in Quebec.
Tight-knit community over there. Known them for over 5 years. Everyone's involved in the program. Their gyms are packed. Energy's high. You know, you mentioned earlier on another stream, Coach Akram Sulaiman has been there for 20-plus years, and this is going to be his final year as he takes a little break from basketball.
You want to talk about a band of brothers? That is what the Express is all about. A lot of these kids have played with each other from some grade 7 on, some from age 6 and 7 on. So these are guys that know where each other are. They know their skill sets. They know who they are as players and as a team. Having said all that, Central Tech may not be guys who've played with each other for 10-plus years, but when you're a Kevin Jeffers coached squad, you're all on the same page. You know what's your bread and butter, and it's grinding out games. Trayvon Minot pulling down the defensive rebound, the big man taking up all kinds of space in the middle.
It's good to see Ben Dacho back in the mix here. One of the team's leaders, one of the team's highest scorers.
Nice finish, Gideon Dwumfor. Along the baseline, opening the scoring.
Sweet time by Raheem Sullivan. Just hands were not there, and guys are not prepared for those passes.
Raheem, one of those players that's taken his play to the next level in his senior season. Not where you expect to see the big man. Picks up an assist as Dwumfor hits from downtown. 5 early points for the 2020 guard. Sullivan forcing the contact. Just taking a look out there right now. It's Trayvon Minot. Really had to play an extended role with bigger minutes at the Ottawa session because they were dealing with a few injuries to key players. Minot has parents from Haiti, one from Jamaica, one of the most soft-spoken, intelligent individuals I've met at this age. Very respectful. Nothing but hard work from that kid. There's Ben Datro with the rock. You've heard Elias talk about him on numerous occasions. Dwumfor getting to the baseline but loses it out of bounds. Both teams trying to find their legs in the early going. Strangways looking for the handoff. Sullivan pulls out the big man. Wide open 3, no good. Jaron Jones.
And Sullivan's first step and change of direction really throws defenders off. And this is a really good matchup here between Ben and Raheem.
Picking pockets, Raheem Sullivan back the other way. Adebaboye gets it blocked by Minot. Oh, yes. Jaron Jones, you heard from the sidelines Kevin Jeffers say, "Get there, JJ," and did he ever? Getting back in transition for the block. 5 on the shot clock. Minot working on Strangways, no good. One-handed board brought down by Naz Roberts.
And already early in the game here, we're seeing St. Laurent being able to get the ball into Minot. That was something that the entry pass was very difficult with them, for them, playing without Gideon and without Ben.
Man, for all the flow that we didn't have in that first game, this game is bringing it in the early goings. This is what we expected to see. Matchmaker knew what he was doing when he put this game together on the schedule.
Wonder who that was.
3:09 in to the first quarter here, game 2 at 21. Ben Datro with a little clothing switch. Impressive putting the jersey on after the ball was given to the inbounder.
Sweet move for the big man.
Gotta like that out of Arnaud Niamji. At 13.3 points per game. Second leading scorer on this squad when it comes to NPA statistics. Datro. Pull up. Ooh, didn't hear him call bank, but he may have said it in French. My grade 11 French classes.
How do you say bank in French? Yeah, that's a tough one. That's one thing I actually wish I listened to my mom about. Just continuing to take French throughout high school, because I would have been able to go into Quebec and have such a smoother transition.
That's my suggestion to every young kid coming up. Stay with French, but beyond that, so many different languages out there important. Mandarin, the most spoken language in the world as we get closer to 2020. I believe that was a stat that I read, that in 2020 Mandarin would be the most spoken language in the entire world. But for you kids out there that are picking classes as you go ahead, communication is so key in every part of your life. And the more languages that you can learn to communicate is only going to help you as things move along. Back in my day, it was you would take different languages because they were the easy courses. Not the case anymore. At the line, Eugene Kanku. A block, but a cleanup. St. Laurent has come out on fire here with a 12-3 lead. Central Tech just haven't been able to get into their flow offensively. Raheem Sullivan has been creating. Cold hands in the early going for the recipients of those passes. A little bit of a different starting lineup for Central Tech here today, I think, trying to match up with the size that St. Laurent brings. Sullivan misses the first. Sullivan, the league's 6th leading scorer at 19.3 points per game, and the number 2 assist man at 7 dimes a game. Now it's Eugene Kanku guarding Datro, who really seems to get where he wants, when he wants. And Sullivan just lives in transition. Going to go back to the line. I think we're going to be saying that an awful lot for Raheem Sullivan today. He just puts in work and attacks the rack relentlessly.
They've received a lot of calls from the JUCO realm on Raheem Sullivan. It looks like he'll have to take that route, but I think he's one of the most prepared guys to enter JUCO. And, you know, right now we've seen him transition to being able to play both in the full court and push the tempo and play in the half-court set.
foul call, none there. The Express out of Quebec. Ben Datro, lots of bodies hitting the floor here. The refs are going to get it together. Travel call. I think they made the right one. Wow. The Express just stacking the paint. .440 left here in the opening quarter. The Express have been everything that we'd heard about when they are at full strength. I know in Ottawa, head coach Akram Slyman was a little upset that they weren't going to be able to show what they can do, but they are showing it all right now with a 14-5 lead. Defensively impressive, dominating on the glass, and explosive in transition going the other way. Ben Datro, nice defense there. Back the other way. No call on the goaltend. Central Tech gets it back. Nice basket. Tariq Ahmad go to the line looking for the three-point play.
What is going on?
14-7. That was Andrew Keogh trying to get it up over half court, turns it over. Frantic pace here in the first quarter. Keogh down on the other end of the floor here. We're going to take a quick break here as Central Tech battles back to cut the lead to 5. The Express looking good in the early going.
Back out to Pangos. Got it again.
Pangos is knocking out all these open threes.
Kevin and I have a relationship that was formulated when I was one of the coaches at Camp Olympia that he could talk to and he could relate to, and we'd do workouts together, whatever it might be. And then it evolved into the admiration of he knew that I knew where he wanted to go. But I was one of those coaches that we're at another level that Kevin was after, and he could get information from me. He's 17 years old when I first proposed this to him and his parents. A 17-year-old kid, I want to write a book about you because I want to follow you for the next 4 years. It turned out to be Gonzaga. And then from there, he and I Skyped, you know, lots of times throughout his 4 years, and we became very...
And now Pangos from straight away, hit another three, his sixth of the first half.
I think the biggest thing...
Business is starting to pick up here at Crestwood Preparatory College. Some great flow in the second game, the St. Laurent Express and the Central Tech Blues, while the Toronto Basketball Academy files in behind us. They'll be taking on GTA Prep. You want to talk about back-to-back showcase games on day one? Right there, my friend.
Just how I like it.
The Express getting it done on D. Ben Datro, just such great pace to his game. Never rushed, never hurried, but always quick. Just as I say that, you got to give it up to Tariq Hamad getting a hand in the passing lane. Great coaching matchup here as well. Two guys in their respective cities, really legends. Kind of mirror images of each other when it comes to the style they like to see their teams play, and preaching that family first team mentality, which is what we like to see across the board in the NPA. I don't think there was any team I was more looking forward to seeing than Saint Laurent in this session.
Me as well. Haven't seen him at full health, and Gideon's a really good piece and offensive option.
I believe, yeah, Dwumfor was injured as well, I believe, in the Ottawa session. Right. So they were missing, their top two scorers. Trayvon Minot, impressive defensively, and obviously a load in the middle offensively, but he was asked to do far too much in that first one. And then Arnaud Niamji
showed signs.
Showed
some signs.
But again, was asked to do more than he needs to. But here he is sitting now as their second leading scorer at 13.3 points per game. You wouldn't have expected that at the beginning of the year.
Yeah. Now if they can get Niamji, Minot, Datro, and who am I missing here?
Stéphane Bassolet.
And Gideon
Dwumfor, obviously,
if they can get at least those four on the same lineup and all operating at the same level, which they're fully capable of doing, this team has a chance to really make some noise.
Central Tech now in the open floor. This is the game that they need to get. That's what they didn't have going in those opening couple of minutes. Couldn't get the steals and transition going at the same time. But here they are down just 4, having an opportunity to put a little bit of a press on. That's how you negate that size advantage, right? And here we go. Another turnover back the other way. Ooh, that was a tough attempt there. The Blues getting on the offensive glass. There's the steal. Gideon Dwumfor couldn't get it to go. Ben Datro following the play for the putback. 17-11 for the Express. Cash the jumper. Kayla McKinnon, the hired gun for this squad, usually getting it done from range. Taking a look over there at Coach Slyman. Much more calm this time around. A little frustrated up in Ottawa without having his full squad. They were just down in New Jersey for a tournament, got back to Quebec, had a day and a half rest before having to come out here as well. Told me he's just enjoying the moments that he has right now as he is going to be moving back into his family's restaurant business back in Quebec, handing off this unbelievable program.
Got to share a meal with him actually while I was in Quebec, and that food was the bomb. A place called the Carnivore.
I've only been able to talk to Akram a little bit, but again, somebody who you can tell just has that strong spirit, just one of those good people in the world. And you're looking at another one, Kevin Jeffers, the exact same. So well known in the Toronto basketball community is Coach Jeffers. Much like his team, he's aggressive on the floor when it comes to being in the gym, but a kind heart on the sidelines and with everybody he comes across.
I've never met anybody in my life that had a single bad word to say about Jeffers.
And if you did, you'd really question that person, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I would.
I mean, that would tell you a lot about that person. And you should just keep your distance. Well, Jeffers had a bad word to say about me, was really holding it against me when we had our conversation in Ottawa, picking who you'd want to be your coach. You picked Jeffers. I explained that I was probably a little too fragile to be coached by Kevin Jeffers. He was upset by that. He said he wanted me as his stretch 5, possibly in the 4 spot.
Oh, those are the projects that he loves.
Still stand by my choice. Adam Huffman, my style of guy. Dry sense of humor. Gets the most out of his players, much like Jeffers does. But really, any of the coaches in the MPA, special individuals, and all of them with the kids first and the right things in mind, which was shown once again in the lead up to this Toronto session. On our conference calls, on our conversations, online, absolutely everybody. As we take a look at the Central Tech Blues, led really by the point guard spot in Raheem Sullivan.
And Raheem's just got tremendous feel for the game. You know, he can stop and go, change direction, change speed. He's just an overall really good scorer, and he's learning to become a leader. And I think that the next level, well, you know, once he decides on which JUCO he ends up at, I know Eastern Florida right now is really looking at him. There you see him getting to the rim. He can absorb contact at the rim. He can finish on both sides, and he's really starting to get consistent with the three ball as well.
That's what's really stood out to me with Sullivan, is that first step, that change of direction. Like, I really haven't seen anybody who can stay in front of him consistently. And I'm really interested to see at the next level when he's playing with high-level guys who are a little older than him, who are waiting for a guy like this, who can put it right in the pocket, who can break a guy down and set up his teammates.
Yeah, I think he's going to be ready coming into the JUCO scene. I think he's over it. He's over this whole high school stuff. He wants to get to the next level, and he wants to maximize on his potential.
And a guy who's grown into a leader, right? Maybe not somebody coming in that you would expect to be that, but he's been pushed by his head coach, Kevin Jeffers, to take over a leadership role, and he's really excelled in that in his senior season. Another one of their leaders, DeAndre Reed, not playing today, sitting out.
Looks like it was a shot clock violation on St. Laurent. The buzzer did not go off.
Yeah, Jeffers was all over that. Thought he was going to get out there and play defense for a second. Central Tech getting the ball back.
McKinnon inbounding here for Central Tech as the refs sort it out.
Haven't seen Matthew Daves today either.
And a reversal in the call. Ball going back to Express.
Resetting the clock to 2 seconds. Shot clock at 2 seconds. Refs got it right. Trying to get the shot clock back down. They made the mistake. That was an awful lot of work to get the ball back to Central Tech, which is where it should have been probably in the beginning. Got it figured out now. 39 seconds to go here in the opening quarter. Game 2 at 21. We got 6 here today at Crestwood Preparatory College. We're at 221 Brookbanks Avenue in North York if you want to come on down. Some high-level basketball all day long.
Floater game.
You beat me to it. You beat me to it.
Game.
Ooh, foul called. That's a tough one. Especially the team in the bonus now.
Ben Datro at the end of the bench. Couldn't sit down, just wants to get back in the game. Another 2020 prospect, top of the class, somewhere around the top 15.
Cashing it from range to lead Ishmael. Ooh. We're tied at 17 through the opening quarter. Stay with us. Second quarter between St. Laurent and Central Tech. Tell your friends, we got a good matchup going on here at Crestwood.
Well, Central Tech, it's the historic look, that castle feel. It's a gauntlet. You walk past and you just, whoa, you look up, and the reputation that comes with it, it has that feel, it has that effect. Being in downtown Toronto, it is what it is. You're gonna get everything, right? So all the distractions are gonna happen, all the excitement's gonna be there, any little thing happens in school, it's newsworthy because you're a downtown school, right? So we have to get past all those distractions and focus in and dial in what we're supposed to do inside this gym. Do we play with a chip? We make it so.
We're a grit and grind team. Like, we're like underdogs. So like, we play like, even though we're up 20, we play like we're down 20.
We try to break the neck of the other teams. Once we have our foot on the gas, like, we try not to let go. If you're a hard worker, if you have nothing to lose, if you're gonna put it all on the line every night, then you could come play on Central Tech.
I'm praying that they take on my personality. I got a smile and I laugh and I joke outside of the game, but inside the game, I'm yelling, I'm screaming, and I'm fierce. And that's how we're developing right now.
Stop relying on what we did in the years past or the games past. It's now, yes?
And when we get to be that, tenacious group, that loud group, that aggressive group, great things happen.
That style and structure is making Central Tech a destination basketball school for players like Matthew Daves, who joined the Blues for his senior season.
I knew the coaches and I knew how their style of training was, and I thought that I'd fit in here well. It just brings up like a certain tone to how I'm doing everything. So like every single rep is more important now. Being Filipino, it's a bit different. Like, people look at me a different way when I'm playing. They're not going to see someone like me, like an Asian person, play the way that I play usually.
How do you play?
I'm in the air a long time.
That was Matthew Daves, who looks to be sitting this one out for the Central Tech Blues. Other guys stepping up. That was Khalid Ishmael. Before the end of the quarter, I thought it was a 3. They called it a long 2, which tied the game at 17 through the opening 10 minutes. Ben Datro, Minot, out of his range. Big man handling the rock, turns it over. And this is where the Blues excel. Couldn't finish. Everybody hitting the floor. I think Minot called for the travel. Turnover. Blues will get it back. Definitely a different lineup than we're used to seeing with the Blues, with Strangways out there playing the role for DeAndre Reed. Coach Sullivan trying to get his guys on the same page defensively. Inbounds play executed well by the Blues. Handoff Back to Sullivan. Up top. Pull-up three. Ishmael. That was well behind the arc. That's not a two. Came up with the steal, but gives it right back. Keogh, who had that ankle injury in the early going, back on the floor.
Good job protecting the ball that time as Mino, holding it high, keeping it away from defenders.
And the Blues
is not playing his best game today.
Minot hits the floor with Sullivan, who finished off glass through that. Keogh gets it over, gets swallowed up. Ooh, a little crossover. Can't get anywhere though. Shut down. Running off the screen. Keogh trying to work the pick and roll. Another turnover. For all the positivity that St. Laurent had going in the early going, it's all disappeared now.
Credit that to the active hands of Central Tech. They're all over the place. Guys are shifting into position, helping on the defensive end, finding themselves in the passing lanes and getting it done in transition. This is Central Tech basketball.
And it's an early timeout for the Express. Down 5, under 2 minutes into the second quarter.
He's mic'd up. He doesn't say anything.
No, don't do the Steven one. Don't do the Steven one. Don't do that. Don't do that. I actually talk.
You don't talk.
Yes, I do.
You're gonna fake talk.
Yesterday I was talking the whole game. My name's Raheem Sullivan. I'm like for North Pole Hoops. Check it, man. Oh, get him! Get him! Hey! Hey! Hey!
Watch it, bro.
Is that a compression sleeve?
Pardon me?
Can I lift the short? So it's a legging, right?
Yeah.
It has to be above the knee. Above, it's supposed to be inside the shorts too. Above the knee. Not above the knee, they come off. They're tight. Above the knee.
You can't play like this. Shout out MPH, cameraman right there, you see me? Hey, get this jelly, get this jelly, get this jelly! Jelly! Do your dance, do your dance, do your dance. Hey, you ugly. Do your daddy, son, yeah. Go, boy. That's a dime. That's a dime. That's a dime.
Naz Roberts at the line. Missing the first, banged up his leg a little bit, trying to finish in transition. That led him to get into the line. Shout out the Raptors 905 in attendance. Assistant head coach Nate Mitchell, also an assistant with the senior men's national team. Here taking in some games. Sullivan. Three ball looked good, but hit back rim for Roberts. Datro getting bothered every time he gets over mid-court. Thought that was going to be a strong finish.
Datro's been dribbling into trouble. Like he's got to pull it out and wait for his guys to set up. Trying to go 3-on-1's not going to cut it. Not against this team.
That was Rashad Chambers getting 2 to go. Once again, picking off passes. Raheem Sullivan hasn't had all the finish we're used to seeing at the rim. Ooh, okay, could have been a double dribble there, but they ruled it was tipped. Keogh to Minot. Haven't seen an awful lot of that yet today out of the big man. Cutting the lead to 6. Nice head and shoulder fake, but lacking on the jumper. Manuseni inbounds, Dwumfor. To Datro, back to Dwumfort. Might not. Just using that length. But not committed to the Champlain Cavs. Just a couple weeks back. Will be able to stay in his home province to continue at the next level. Central Tech just bothering every pass that's tossed by the Express. Count the jumper by Seni. Central Tech in the half court looking for some answers. Tough pass. You definitely see the difference when Central Tech's in the half court, you know, missing both Matthew Daves and DeAndre Reed. They're much more effective when they can stay in transition, but got to be able to come up with steals to keep that going. And all of a sudden, you know, the Express down 4, but they gave the rock right back. A little miscommunication between Minot and Dwumfort.
And you know, the presence of Daves and Reed, as you mentioned, that's a combined 20 rebounds a game or close to it. So St. Laurent Express has actually got to find themselves fortunate to be in this position without those two guys in the mix.
Sullivan may look to create on his own here in the half court. They haven't been able to get any of their sets going. Ooh, and they're going to call a moving screen. Feel the momentum shifting back the way of the Express right now. They just need to be able to take care of the ball on the offensive end. They can turn things around pretty quick. There's Ben Datro. He versus Sullivan. That's a matchup to watch. Seni. Jones called for the block. Seni. Thomas Yoon pressuring the ball. Keogh tries to dump it off. 3 in the key called on Yamaji. The game's hit a bit of a lull here midway through the second quarter. Neither team able to find their flow, and the refs blowing a lot of whistles here on some hand checks. Muko Swari checks in for the first time today for the Express. Nice move along the baseline. Thomas Yoon checking in for the first time on the score sheet. Just gonna pull it back. Shot clock didn't start up.
They didn't start.
At least 5 seconds.
So this is game 2 of 6 today. Next up on the docket, TBA and GTA Prep. Followed by Beast playing their second game of the day, taking on RNS. LBA and Crestwood also playing their second of the day. And then TBA's back on the floor against Halifax Prep, who made the drive out here from Halifax, getting in early this morning, as did RNS. The Riverhawks and the Sevens both making the long drive in from the Maritimes to rep the East Coast here in Toronto. Midway through the second quarter here. Keogh. Niamaji. Airballs it. The Express will get to the line. Luka Suare. Again, this Express team, the entire roster from the same area in Montreal. Very unique setup they have over there.
The CJEP system is a very confusing one for a lot of coaches that are recruiting. So it's right now they would be finishing their grade 11 year for the guys that are seniors at the current level, at the high school level, for example, St. Laurent, and then they will be going on to do 2, potentially 3 years of CJEP before then going on and having a full eligibility at the college level.
Yeah, it's been a confusing system for me to try to wrap my head around as well. Keogh picking pockets, gets it back. Nice fake and gets the 2. Nice move in transition. It's been a back and forth game. No surprise that only 3 points separate these two teams. A lot of contact. I wouldn't call it a chippy game thus far, just both teams inviting contact, not shying away from it. Eugene Kanku getting a little chat from the officials, I think, for the little stare down he gave after that contact.
And Eugene might actually know some of these guys because he played in Ottawa for a majority of his young career, and Ottawa and Montreal not too far away from each other. I know that those teams, the clubs, some of the club programs have really bumped into each other quite a bit.
Four-point lead for Central Tech. Minot to Keogh. Up top, Bendatro. I think he was just a second too late getting it into the lane. Keogh gets it back. Nice ball fake and finish.
These guys are picking up some energy.
These kids are pumped up, man. I think he got that feel right from the start with St. Laurent. I think they just really came into this session with something to prove.
0-4 will do that to you. You're trying to get your first win. And to get it over a team like Central Tech who's 4-0, that's a big win. Now, mind you, again, we mentioned DeAndre Reed, Matthew Daves, not in the picture for Central Tech in this game. Meaning, Express has got to take full advantage of this.
And you know, Coach Jeffers is saying to his guys, listen, without these two in the lineup, here's your opportunity to shine. And there's plenty of guys getting far more burn than they normally would. Adebaboye, no good. Express, nice. In transition, some great body control. Couldn't finish, but Bendatro's there for another putback. Raheem Sullivan, so crafty. Back to the line to shoot 2. Rims out the first. This game is tied at 29, just under 3 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Central Tech trapping in these corners. The Express find themselves there far too often, resulting in a travel call right there.
And Central Tech's one of the best teams at, getting to those spots. All of the trap corners, they got them on lock. Attended one of their practices and got to see them work on that specifically. Their timing and being able to slide over in time, capitalize on those opportunities.
McKinnon hitting from downtown for the first time today to give his team the lead. Dwumfor, he just threw it up there. I think he knows Minot is there to help clean it up, but couldn't finish this time. Raheem Sullivan, another shovel pass. Offensive rebound, taking it right at Minot. Good non-call. The Blues just getting after it. Guys hitting the floor consistently for both these squads. 0-4, taking on 4-0. Dwumfor getting to the baseline. Nice find. Swari dropping 2. Back and forth affair here. Quebec and Ontario. McKinnon. The kid has a nice stroke, that's for sure. Filling a specific need for this squad. Datro out of Aboye. Took a shoulder to the chest there, felt it a little bit. Datro backing him down, kicks back out. Dwumfor back rim and out. Datro tries to get after it. No over and back. Instead it was tipped. A minute to go here. Dwumfor just getting after it at every opportunity to kick ball. .53 seconds to go here. Central Tech, a 3-point lead. McKinnon, kick out. Jones, 3 ball is cash money, pushing the lead up to 6. Central Tech fell behind early. Have definitely gotten it together despite being without 2 of their top players in DeAndre Reed and Matthew Daves. This is Central Tech basketball. Trapping, resulting in another travel call.
And that little bit of momentum that they're picking up here to end the first can really diffuse a team, especially a team that's 0-4, really trying to get their first win against a league contender.
Raheem Sullivan putting it on a platter for Isaiah Adebaboye. Another trap. Got there just a half second too late, resulting in the foul call. Central Tech has really been impressive in this second quarter, turning a deficit into an 8-point lead in the bonus right now, so the Express are going to have an opportunity to chip away at this lead with the clock stopped. Going to need those free throws. Sullivan finds the shooter. McKinnon no good, 39-31. The Blues with an 8-point lead through 20 minutes. We'll have a short break here for halftime. Be back with second half action.
Well, get in there, boy. Get in there, boy. Michigan, Michigan, Michigan. Woo!
Hey, rebound.
Oh, that's out, that's out, that's out. All right, good call, ref. Dime. Dime. Let's go, boy. Hey, man, get the ball, get the rebound and run. No, I'm coming in, I'm going in. That's a hit, boy. LA.
Easing up on this end. What he's doing? Better, yeah?
You have 30? Hey! Matt was there, though. Matt was there. No way, Matt, I got you. Oh, yeah, that's a dime. Oh, yeah, boy! Give me that. Hey, man, shout out Saga, East and West. Hey, no. These are red bottoms. These are blood shoes.
Let's go, beat him up on 3.
1, 2, 3, beat him up. Stop. Oh my God. I won, man. Oh, give me that. Hey! Did it work? You should have. You can't be saying that. Gotta keep it rated R. Rated for everyone.
Speak English, bro. Speak English, bro.
Spin cycle! Get him, Craig!
That was in your back. Yo, Craig, it's the microphone.
The mic, bro!
You guys are a robot. I like it. You guys are a robot.
Hey, man, that's a nice dub in the books. You really do this, man. Am I off or am I still on? Oh, am I still?
I'm Jacoby Neese, and I'm mic'd up for North Pole Hoops. Okay, Trey. Okay, Trey. Okay, Trey. Talking about. Yeah! Let's go, man. Let's kill, man. Let's kill. Hey, prove a point right now. Number 1 in NPA right now. Big game. Let's go, man. Step on the ground.
Number 1 on 3. Number 1 on 3. 1, 2, 3. Number 1. Good.
Give me 3. Yes, sir. 34. On his head! Let's go, boy!
If you don't cut off the skip pass, if 2 guys are back, then talk, then you come back.
Hey, we have to trap harder so he can't see that far pass.
Come on, get a quick breather. You're gonna finish here.
Bring it in.
Come on. What's up?
Hey, let's get a stop. Get pressure on him. Hey.
Are you pissed because I missed shots? Are your knees hurt or what's going on?
Nothing. Like, I can't play basketball.
You're good. Chill. Dude, chill. Easy things. Okay, listen. You just came back off your knee issues. Okay, it's not gonna be the easiest thing right now. Simple things.
Good, Machi.
Catch and shoot threes. Okay, attacking kicks, attacking floaters. Okay, you'll be all right.
Let's go right now. Yeah, let's go. Hey, it won!
Go up strong. When I go to them, they close and then space it.
I was ready to shoot it. No, I mean like just a little more. Okay, I got you. Hey! Let's go, man. Good pick, boy. I need that lob to wake me up, bro. Oh my God. Yeah, don't leak. I know you would want to dunk. I would have done the same thing. But we gotta crash. They're crashing boards good. Let's go. Hey! Yes, sir. Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me. You fouling. Don't talk. I'm good. Don't talk to me, bro. Oh, yo. Are you crazy? What the is going? What is all this, boy? Bro, remember man, hit me in my face. I got it. I'm not letting that slide again.
I'm getting it. He appreciates it, but I don't because look at him. He can take care of himself.
Here's our call. First one is a foul on the shot. Your guy gets 2 shots. The second one is 11 as an unsportsmanlike technical. They hit him, so it's 2 more.
Okay.
Wow, 4. Let me hit 4, please.
Arc on your shot. Arc on your shot.
I think I'll foul me again.
Let's go.
Bro, the man actually slapped me. Oh my God. That's a bucket. Let's go. But bro, when they sub, like, there was no drop off. Like, every time they sub, it's like energetic, man. It's just getting in the game. Hey, and one, and one. 16 whole minutes left. We're good. But we got to bounce back tomorrow. That's all we could do.
Take a look at Raheem Sullivan, who's been the cook in the kitchen here in the first half, setting up his boys, filling the void left by Matthew Daves, who has a banged up ankle, and DeAndre Reed, who's a little under the weather. Talking to head coach Kevin Jeffers at halftime there, said it's more precautionary than anything. He expects to have both back at some point during this session. 39-31 Central Tech with the halftime lead.
Sullivan leading the way with 10 points, and he's also been dishing them out to McKinnon in this one. McKinnon, 9 of his own, has hit a 3 and also hit a couple mid-range jumpers.
Oh boy, Isaiah Adebaboye. He's really stepped up here. Was a surprising player for me in Ottawa as well. Mostly, I just really didn't know him at all before that Ottawa session, but you know, had limited minutes, played well in them, but here today has really stepped up defensively, and here he is missing the free throw, getting his hands on the offensive rebound, jump ball going the way of the Blues. The Blues extending their lead to 10 in the opening 20-second. Raheem Sullivan. Again, another one of those players, much like Franco Miller in the previous contest, puts a little flair on his passes, but does so without sacrificing the importance of delivering that pass on target. But maybe a result of playing with guys who he doesn't normally play with 2 starters out for the Blues, hasn't resulted in an awful lot of assists yet today because his teammates haven't been able to finish or have been fouled in the process. Jaron Jones gets them both.
Some of you may remember Jaron Jones from his days at GTA Prep, where he was actually quite effective there. Found a better fit, an even better fit at Central Tech here. They've been using him. He's been excellent on the defensive end of the ball, really applying a lot of pressure and using his length.
Datro D'ing up on Sullivan. Strangways in the high post, looking for the handoff. I think the Express have smartened up to that. Yeah, they're going to get together. I'm going to say that should be a travel call. Bailing him out with the foul. He got hit on the head. Coach Simon for the Express has definitely come up with something on the defensive end there. That high post handoff offense was very effective for the Blues in the first half when they did get into the half-court set, but just seeing here early in the third, the Express have started to jam that up a little bit. Datro being pushed to his left, backs down Adebaboye, pulls it back out. killed a lot of time off the shot clock and didn't really get anywhere.
And in the gym now we have Hutchinson JUCO, who's made their way all the way from Kansas. Coach has been in Canada a couple of times and really looking to dominate the scene here from the JUCO side of things. Also on the baseline right now is Canisius from the NCAA just across the border. We've had U of T, York University, and we'll see an onslaught of NCAA coaches making their way into Canada for this event.
Minot gets into the paint. Little baby hook plus the foul. I feel like Minot needs to do exactly that. Once he gets the ball, quick move, try to finish. The longer he has that ball in his hands, even though he can kind of hold it up over his head out of the reach, it just gives the defense time to react.
Yeah, it exposes him to them being able to collapse on him a lot quicker. I mean, with him, when he is assertive and when he does make his move to the basket, he actually has good feet and soft hands. He can find himself, you know, coming up with 8 to 10 points a game just around the bucket.
Oh, nice little quick inbounds alley-oop-ish basket.
And the lead is now up to 14 for Central Tech and nearing the point of no return.
Central Tech, not a team that really lets their opponents back into the game because they just never let up. They're not a team that gives up big leads because they're not used to taking their foot off the gas. It's just not in their DNA. Yeah, the Express just taking a look at their coaching staff over there, just a little confused on what they can do. You can only draw up so many different plays. Your guys have to go out and execute.
The turnovers are really piling up for the Express.
They came out just on fire. Central Tech working it around the perimeter. Pull up. Offensive rebound. Fouled on the attempt. What a change first half to second half. The Express, the way they threw up the wall and the paint in the early going, it just didn't look like Central Tech was going to be able to get anything going at the rim. They were dominating the glass when it came to rebounds. Been a complete change.
Naz Roberts coming off the bench, he showed us some elite athleticism when we were in Ottawa. Some ridiculous above the rim finishes, just very springy. And in this game, he's checked in and he's got 7 now.
Ooh, that's gonna be just walking the tightrope that was mid-court. Raheem Sullivan, his coach laughing at him. Half an inch away from being able to keep the toes in bounds and bring that rock back with him. Just 7 on the shot clock. Look at them getting after the ball in transition. No foul call. The Blues on the glass, getting the whistle that time around. Khalid Ishmael head to the line to shoot 2. This is game 2 coming up just after 1 o'clock. The Toronto Basketball Academy taking on GTA Prep. That is a rematch of the first game we streamed for you live on NorthPoleHoops.com this season. GTA Prep took that one rather easily, pulling away in the second half, so you got to know TBA is going to be looking for some revenge in that game. Strangways with the tip-in. Hasn't had an awful lot of impact on the offensive end, but has really played his role, stepping in for the ill DeAndre Reed. Another travel call there.
And it's becoming very evident here. The Express pick up their dribble under pressure. And that goes for all of their guards, including Ben Datro, from what we've seen here in their first game of the session.
Yeah, that's a push off in the air by Sullivan. Yeah, can't argue that one. Jeffers is going to try. Following up that TBA GTA Prep game at 2:45, Beast playing their second game of the day, taking on the Rothsay Netherwood Riverhawks. Another team probably outside of the Express, the other team I'm really looking forward to seeing too, RNS. A couple more games underneath their belt. Went winless in Ottawa, had a very tough schedule up there.
The confidence is really building up for those guys. You know, Shaheem Malcolm, Kellen Tynes, you know, some of the other young bucks really putting it together.
Yeah, interesting squad there because, you know, they went winless last season. But, you know, in talking to head coach Damian Gay, he said obviously we wanted to win a game, but everything went according to plan for me. I wanted to build a culture at this team and at this program. I wanted players to come back in my second season in better shape than when they showed up in the first season. That happened.
Yep.
And he just had a bunch of guys that hadn't played the level that the NPA brings.
Yeah, and you saw that, you know, you saw that from guys like Dawson Sutherland, guys like Caleb Sully, Ryan McLean, who's had a strong first session. They've definitely come correct, and McLean has actually been one of their key contributors.
See, and then this is where DeAndre Reed usually jumps in and makes sure everybody separates.
Yep.
But right there, instead, it was Rashawn Chambers who played that role.
Good to see a little bit of grit coming from Montreal.
Yep, the official's going to come together and have a little chat, see if there was any spot there for technicals. Just trying to cool everybody down a little bit. I think this is something that both teams kind of play. They both play with some grit.
(54-34), a 21-point lead. Is it the point of no return?
21-point lead. If it was 20, I would say no. It's a 21-point lead, so I would say yes.
So there is a chance for return?
No. If it was 20, then I would say maybe.
Oh, okay.
I don't know, man. Maybe the Express are going to, you know, use this little brouhaha to get a little something going. I mean, we know that Ben Datro has the ability to take over the game, but we haven't been able to see that here today. Is a guy like Raheem Sullivan going to allow that to happen out of the point guard spot? Probably not.
And again, this squad, I'm going to say it again, very fortunate to even be down 20 or 21 in this game. You're missing some key pieces in Matthew Daves and DeAndre Reed. That's both scoring, rebounding, shot blocking. That's a little bit of everything.
We'll be back. We'll get this sorted out.
Hi, I'm Sivan minor and I'm mic'd up with North Pole Roots. 1-2, c'est un little strong. 1-2! C'est un little strong. Si, au pire, faut qu'on joue fort. We gotta start hard. Let's go. Prends-la. Oh. Oh. Let's go. Sorry. He's dead. Dead. Shoot that, box. Yeah. Let's go. Hey! Get the out of here. Commence hard, man. Let's go. Let's go. Qu'est-ce qui va se passer? Il va juste attraper le rebond puis marquer. Yeah, je commence en bas, pour ça je monte. I wanted that, boy. I wanted that. Andrew. Oh, boy. Trust me, yo. I was there. J'étais là.
It's dead, so why do you need your arm?
It's all good. No, it's all good.
I'm short, eh?
Yeah. 400 la balle. Smile. Yeah, oh no! Oh, let's go. Got it.
One step, jump, stop, take a hop, and then go up and dunk, or something.
Let's go.
Hello, North Pole. You're mic'd up, right?
Yeah.
So, Khalid Ismail is no longer in the game, picked up an unsportsmanlike and a technical foul, which gave him 5 personals in the game. So he's gone. Still a 21-point lead for Central Tech. Timeout. We teased you. We came back, but we're going to take another quick break, and then we'll return. Third quarter action.
Hey! Let's go, boy!
To live game action. Raheem Sullivan, who has not seen the bench in this game, playing big minutes for the undermanned Blues. 2 guys looking to save it out of bounds, but even if they did save it, that shot clock was going to be gone anyways. I mean, if the Express are going to make a run, now would be the time. Down 21. Just moving up on the midway point of the third quarter. Ben Datro, no good. Raheem Sullivan working that baseline, hits the side of the backboard, so he got it deflected. Datro pushing.
Good extra pass. Getting some ball movement going here as Express starting off this third quarter a little bit better.
Back the other way, pushed off. You know, the Express are not out of this game, but at the same time, you figure they're just trying to get some positivity going with a long session ahead. Still 3 games to go. They want to get some type of offensive flow going so they can look forward to their next game. Keogh, kick back out. Datro, step back three. He has just not had the touch today.
Yeah, the expectation there is what was a lot higher. I don't know what we're seeing from him right now. I don't know if it's nerves. I don't know if it's, you know, being on the stage for the first time, but he's got to come correct in this next one.
You know, I know TBA is known as, you know, a very good transition team. And I also know that, you know, Central Tech is known as that as well. I haven't seen consistently anyone better than the Blues in the open floor, both offensively and defensively. They all get back. And then on the offensive end, I mean, even when they don't come up with a basket, they all seem on the same page. They're filling the lanes correctly. Just really impressed with this squad.
That's right.
Central Tech working that walk around. Baseline jumper, no good.
McKinnon's got a clean stroke on him, man.
Yep.
He's coming off of a curl, but he's spotting up. That guy could really get it going. He's not the one you want to leave open.
Type of shooter that the misses look good. Hamad is D'ing up Datro there, hands it off. Tough move. Kick ball off the express. The Blues inbounding. 14 on the shot clock. Dangerous pass. Found its intended target. Thomas Yoon onto the wing. Rainmaker three, no good. Offensive rebound by the Blues, though. Can't clean it up. 3:36 to go. Nyamaji looking to clean up his own mess down low. He's battling. All kinds of contact. Foul finally called on Rashawn Chambers.
Chambers was definitely holding him off on that one. He looked at the ref kind of, you know, trying to figure out what happened. That was pretty clear and right in the eyes of the referee.
Nyamaji clean on the first. And on the second, don't look now, leads down to 17. I mean, the Express are going to have to stop picking up these fouls. Both teams in the bonus right now. Not helping yourselves, giving them free points at the line, or opportunities at free points at the line. Especially when you're putting McKinnon there. Yeah, you don't want to put that kid at the line too often.
He's hovering around that 20-point mark now.
Datro to Nyamaji. Looking for Dwumfor, he gets cut off though. 10 on the clock. Foul called off the ball. Yoon becoming a free throw shooting contest pretty quick. Nyamaji, one of the top 2 scorers on this Express squad. Ooh, McKinnon has that pass picked off. Dwumfor pushing back the other way, finds Datro.
I feel like Datro's going to explode and rise on somebody. Nobody really knows what he's capable of athletically. This guy's in a big-time above-the-rim finisher.
Well, he's definitely lulled everybody to sleep here today. Is Rashawn Chambers with a little two-handed slam. Dwumfor onto the wing. Senni. Back up top, Datro. Keogh onto the wing, Dwumfor. Down low, Nyamaji, nice move to the baseline. Through this whole time, Raheem Sullivan's been on the bench and he's about to check back in for this squad. The Blues looking to stop the bleeding. Their lead's down to 15, momentum's starting to shift. This would be huge. Datro just has not had the flow from range.
And you want to see him cut and attack the gaps a lot more. That's what he's very well capable of doing.
Yoon. Back up top, swinging it. Blues get it back. 4 fresh bodies coming in. Sullivan back on the floor, looking to end this quarter on a positive note for the Blues. They've seen their lead slowly get trimmed down. One of those fresh bodies that just checked back in, Eugene Kanku, hitting from the downtown district. Smart move there by Senni. Getting the defender up in the air, getting called for the foul, going to the line to shoot 2. .105 to go here in the third quarter, game 2 of 6 today. Senni gets them both. The Express just decide to have their guys back in position. They're 1-2-2.
Right there. Michael, go this way.
Official made a bit of a mistake there with the out of bounds call, corrected himself right away. Up top. Easy rebound, Raheem Sullivan. Just walked in. Coach Slyman just screaming at his squad. Nice block there. Back up top. Sullivan. Nice pass. You know, and the one thing I've seen with the Express too, when they foul close to the rim, they don't foul strong enough to stop the shot from getting up. It's a matter, like, the shot always ends up having a chance to go in with this, with Central Tech. Sometimes they hit it, sometimes they don't, but
you got to make sure of it for sure, and what that'll do is make the opponent that's attacking the rim second guess as well, whether next time they wanna drive at you.
18 seconds to go here in this third quarter, a 19-point lead. The Blues haven't been able to put it completely out of reach, but they have been in control ever since that opening quarter. Ben Datro from range. Offensive rebound, Nyamaji. Foul called. With .4 on the clock. I think you would describe that as a bailout call. Putting Yamaji back at the line. He has been making a living at the charity stripe here today. Nice opportunity to pad some stats.
And now that the lead is below 20, I ask you again, is it in the bag?
We haven't, I wouldn't say Central Tech has it in the bag, but the Express haven't shown me anything that they have an opportunity to prolong a stretch or a run. 18-point lead through 3. We'll be back after a short break. Miller with the spike. Oh no, Franco Miller.
They're barking, they're starting to bark.
Yeah. On time, on target delivery, piping hot. Shiny time. Franco Miller. To live game action, it's an 18-point lead. The Express are going to have to do it now if they're going to do it at all. Ben Datro coming out of that break between quarters with a little fire in his eyes. Cutting that down to 16. Back the other way, Sullivan trying to answer. He can't. Datro with the rock one more time. Keogh. He and Datro get crossed up.
And again, just not selective in their decision making. They're just rush decisions at all times with the Express.
Another corner 3. Naz Roberts. Ooh, Datro picked up that dribble. That was dangerous. Nyamaji. Keogh. Getting after it was Jaron Jones.
I would hate to watch this game as a coach if I'm saying Laurent and just rack up all of the turnovers. But at the same time, I mean, it would be a good teaching tool because there's a lot of mistakes that were preventable.
Yep.
And, you know, ones are a lot of unforced turnovers.
Wing 3. The Blues have been able to hit every big shot that they need to stretch that lead back out. Attaboye just out of control. Ben Datro back the other way. Easy 2. Leads back to 20. Raheem Sullivan gets himself into some trouble. Passes it in open space. Just over a minute and a half here into the fourth quarter. A reminder, up next, TBA and GTA Prep. It should be a very good game. the Toronto Basketball Academy. Tighten things up a little bit over there. Added a player, a 7-footer, just before our transaction deadline was up. I've had some players that have stepped up with some graduating players out of TBA, so we've had some other guys have some added minutes and have accepted those roles and really excelled in them. Seeing the growth of these guys from one season to the next. Coach Jeffers has to be happy with his squad considering they're without 2 of their starters. DeAndre Reed under the weather. Matthew Daves with a little bit of a banged up ankle. But his team has battled. Chambers misses the first.
Leads back up to 20 here for Central Tech. Just under 8 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Game 2. As Jason mentioned earlier, stay tuned for the next game, probably the game of the day in my opinion. TBA versus GTA.
I see your TBA, GTA, and one up you, LBA Crestwood.
That one will be a good one as well. I think, you know what, it depends. Is Jacoby back for that next one? That'll make all the difference in the game. Crestwood looked really good even without him this morning.
Yeah. And that matchup between Trevon Thomas and Denzel Cummins will be interesting. 2 diminutive point guards that both are very good at what they do. Obviously Cummins with much more veteran savvy. It'll be a good growth game probably for Crestwood. But I mean, we just watched Franco Miller drop 30 points like it was nothing for Crestwood. So is there an answer on the other side for him? Because all of a sudden, is Okai Jamgoose going to be able to D up a Franco Miller?
This is a good question. And Jamgoose, I know, has been working on his lateral speed, and he's wise enough to use his length. You know, he's in developing project, but nonetheless, one of the highest level players from the group of young bucks that we have in this league.
Raheem Sullivan has gotten a handful of rebounds just running off the wing across the free throw line and just picking them up. The Express trying to get something going in transition. Very nice move there by Adebaboye, stepping in for the charge. Coach Slyman having a question for the officials. About that charge call. The Blues will be getting it back here, 13 on the shot clock. Raheem Sullivan. Easy tray off the inbounds. Leads up to 25. I'm going to say this is safe now. Whistles have tightened up a little bit here in the second half after letting them play a little bit in the first half. Yamaji unofficially going 42 of 42 from the free throw line today. Unofficial stats.
Sounds about right.
Raheem Sullivan again. No good. Love the Blues' aggressive style. You're up 20+ points. Picking up those hustle fouls are tough. (75-52), 5:50 to go. A reminder, we're at Crestwood Preparatory College. Come down and check us out. Still got some solid games to come today, a schedule of 7 tomorrow. And then 5 on Friday, 3 on Saturday. Bendatro. It's it sent back. Gets it back. The Express will inbound on the baseline. Shot clock resets to 14. The other way, Adebaboye calling that a block. Too low. It's inside that semicircle.
And if you're for these guys is going to be really taking care of the ball and not allowing the other team to control the pace. If you've been watching any film, you know that Central Tech is a team that wants you to play at their speed. And if you can get the game to slow down, as they are right now, it's a little bit too late, but they're just starting to get a hang of the press and really slow it down. I think that'd be their primary takeaway before St. Laurent's next game.
Yoon with a long two. Central Tech not calling off the Dogs. Still got that little three-quarter press there, trying to hop into the passing lanes, pick off some passes.
You know, one thing I just thought about, Jay. They got so St. Laurent, today's game was an 11:15 game, meaning that if they left Montreal at 4 a.m., that could have something to do with their sluggishness. Now, I don't want to make any excuses for them.
I think they were here last night.
Oh, if that's the case, then inexcusable. Just a low energy overall.
Well, they came out hot, man. That first 5 minutes got me excited. That was what I expected to see from this squad. But they still held that lead after the first quarter. But man, Final 3 quarters. It's been all Blues. Couldn't get the roll. 29-point lead. The basketball gods maybe just saying, you don't need that friendly roll right now, son. Adebaboye from range.
One thing you love to see about Raheem Sullivan is he's happy when his teammates are doing well.
Yeah.
That's the quality you want in your point guard. He loves to see other guys around him successful, knocking down shots. And he's on the bench and he's still providing energy for his team.
Yep.
That's a true leader. Coaches at the JUCO level looking for an elite point guard. Raheem Sullivan of Central Tech is your guy. I know based off of our session in Ottawa, we had Eastern Florida who was in attendance and really loved them. Just not entirely sure if they still need the PG spot.
Datro and Keogh passing it back and forth in the backcourt.
We're running a little bit behind schedule here. It's now 1:06. We were scheduled for a 1 p.m. Toronto Basketball Academy versus GTA Prep. That will still follow immediately after this game. They'll have a 10-minute warm-up. Both teams are ready and in attendance.
Would it be considered bad form to take the whistles out of the referees' pockets right now? Not saying they're doing a bad job, just purely to make sure that this 30-point win just rolls out as it should. Because neither of these teams are going to just roll over and die right now. I'm not saying these aren't fouls. Just saying we don't necessarily need more free throws. Big time 3 there from McKinnon. He's had a nice little game here with some added minutes. Strangways coming up with that loose ball. Pass is picked off.
Andrew Keogh is going to have to really watch some game film. A lot of turnovers coming from his end particularly. He's got about 6 or 7 on his own.
Travel call going back the other way. Yoon, no good. Keogh brings it down. Nice pass back to Yoon. No good. 1:15 to go. Keogh bringing it up. Datro trying to make something happen. Gets cut off. The Blues just swallowing up the Express at every turn as we hit the 50-second mark. Offensive putback, Nyamaji. Maybe been the lone bright spot here for the Express has been Nyamaji just efficiently getting things done on the offensive end. And McKinnon, ball did not hit the rim. They're going to have to take another shot. This time's going to click off. Shot clock is off. Looks like it's going to be a 29-point win for the Central Tech Blues. Game 2 is about in the books. TBA and GTA Prep will be next after an 8-minute break. Stay with us, day 1 of 4 of the New Year session.